Morning everyone. Here to do your What's Cracking reading. As I always do, I want to say thank you to all your beautiful comments that you left for me yesterday. I think it's a wonderful thing that has such an impact on people. So I'm really grateful for the universe for allowing me this opportunity. It's really good to be back on board. So I'm really excited to sort of get back into things. It still will be a little bit erratic for the next couple of weeks because I'm all over the place with things, but I'll be back fully after that time. So I think it's about the 6th of August I'll be back fully. I am still doing personal readings, and a few people did contact me yesterday, obviously because I'm back on board. I don't have a website anymore. I actually closed my website down. So if you need to contact me, it will need to be through email. So you can do that through the aussiegoddess@gmail.com. And for those of you who've paid me through bank account details in the past, I have changed my bank as well. So please let me know if you need bank account details. Alrighty. I think that's everything. Yep, I think so. Oh, that's a very crazy split, that one. Okay, so we have a little page coming through here, and a page is messenger. So when we see the page, it very often means we're getting some sort of message, some sort of communication from somebody here. Because it's a wand, it generally is to do with something that we feel passionate about. So it could be in regards to some sort of work or opportunity that you feel really good about. Sometimes this can be relationship communication. For me, it's that it can be that offer of something. But it generally is something passionate, driven, fiery, coming from somebody who perhaps hasn't had, I feel, a great deal of interaction with you. So this could be a person who's making contact with you out of the blue, or somebody that you haven't really had much to do with before. Okay, for some of you, you may have an opportunity to sort of take downtime. So you maybe get some sort of communication from, say, for example, a place where you've been offered a holiday or a retreat. So some of you may be sort of doing that type of thing, and it may be communication from somebody to say you've been accepted or there's an offer on the table, whatever. But this is definitely for me getting away from something. So it may be that the communication you're getting might be an invite from somebody in another state or country saying come for a holiday, but you're definitely taking downtime here. You're looking at a new beginning. So for me, this is very much this energy of taking a retreat for meditation purposes, for example. You may have made contact with somebody to ask about their services. It could be because you're looking at a brand new beginning here. And whatever this brand new, you know how much I love the Ace of Swords. It is so my favourite card. Because it's about sort of stepping into your truth, understanding your own value, understanding who you are. So to me, there is something being offered here that's going to give you an opportunity to take time out for you, which is really cool. All right, look at that. And it's part of your journey. So there seems to be some sort of level of awakening or aligning with your purpose is what Spirit is talking about here. So maybe for some of you, you've been sort of pushing through, we all push through for many years, not really understanding our purpose or looking for our life path. I said life path. Looking for what we want to do. And it's really, once you get into that sort of alignment here with the star, it's sort of like maybe not so much wishes coming true, which often signifies by this card. It's more about aligning with what you want. Perhaps you've always done things because other people have expected you to. I speak to many people, especially through the life coaching component of my business, where people have moved down a pathway because it was what their family expected of them or what they thought was the right thing to do. And some of us follow that path because it's more financially viable. But is it really what is in your heart and what you want to do? And when I see the star, I feel like here you're just going to go out fighting for with this one. You're going to make your mind up that this time around I'm doing it for me. I'm not doing it for anybody else. I'm not doing it because I need the money. I'm not doing it because I'm raising my family. I'm doing this purely because I want to do it, and I think that's fine. It's going to bring you a lot of stability in the future. You're going to feel very comfortable. I want to move one more. Yeah, and it's going to allow you to walk away from things that perhaps you've been doing up until now that really haven't served your purpose, really don't sit well with you. So it may be you're walking away, maybe you're taking time out because you want to open your own business, for example. Maybe you've been working in for other people and not really focused on what it is that you want. And I feel this is the time. Often with that sort of energy, with that Ace of Swords and that star energy, I get that sort of like wake up call, that wake up moment, that moment when you go, you know what, this is the time now, it's my time. And for some of you, you may be very young in deciding that. And for others of us, it comes a lot later in life. So, you know, I feel like I'm speaking to people here who are going to put things down and move in a brand new direction. You've got an opportunity coming towards you to really focus on what it is you want. All right, let's see where we're going. So the Queen of Wands, I love it. That's beautiful. Page of Pentacles. Some of you going back to study here. You're now manifesting your truth and being able to sort of, definitely with that Queen of Swords. I really love this energy. That's very powerful. So there is a real feeling that you're taking hold or taking your power back or deciding to put yourself first, you know. And I know I've been through this a lot with people where they say, well, I can't, I've got children. Well, if you don't put yourself first, who looks after your children? If you don't focus on what you want. But we're so focused on what everybody else wants around us that sometimes we just put everything on the back burner. And I feel like this is time for you to move forward, especially with this Seven of Pentacles sitting here. It's manifesting. It's allowing yourself to really choose that direction. And you can see the Queen of Swords has that sword in her hand. So she knows the direction she wants to go, and she's very focused on that direction. And the Queen of Swords won't let anybody stand in her way. She's very determined. She will sort of knock down anybody that comes in with words, anybody that comes into contact with her. So if you say, oh, is it really the time? Or we all put up with those people around us who go, really, why are you doing that for? What a waste of time. That sort of stuff. That's the Queen of Swords. Just cut that away. And I feel like with that Queen of Wands, you feel like you have the potential. You feel like you have the power. You know who you are with that Ace of Swords. All right, let's keep going. Four of Cups. Yes, rightio. Well, that explains it all. We have the Empress sitting here and the Queen of Pentacles. So for some of you, you may have had a very dominant partner or a dominant family member around you who's maybe spent their life trying to cut you down to size. I definitely feel that we can all relate to that whole feeling of you're not good enough, you know, you're not smart enough, you're not whatever. And it really feels like it's coming through here. But I feel like you're really taking your power back because you're dissatisfied with things the way they are. So the status quo is just not matching up to you here. So you're really focused on what direction am I going to go in? What is it I want to do? All right, so we have the Five of Swords coming through. You're prepared to walk away from things because you're tied to things you don't particularly want to be tied to. And there's the Chariot, which is beautiful. So there's this feeling of release, moving forward. It's like you've been perhaps tied or held back in the past from what it was you want. And this beautiful feeling with the Chariot here that you are propelling forward here. You're going after what you want. I feel like you've been, maybe it is mentally, emotionally, spiritually tied to something that really wasn't sort of allowing you to be who you were. But you're definitely, that Five of Swords says to me, you're turning your back and moving forward. Again, there could be some dominant people around you who've been used to perhaps, maybe they have been manipulating or controlling. It's very possible that that could be the case. But more so, maybe you've been felt more constrained by structure. You know, sometimes when you speak to people, they go, oh, that's the way it's meant to be, or that's the way it is. And I think that we accept so much of that is the way it's supposed to be that we forget sometimes our own importance. So to me, this is a real energy of taking your power back and moving forward. All right, so there seems to be some communication coming through that's going to allow you to take some sort of time out or some sort of time to think about your direction, where you want to go, what you want to do, because perhaps you have had some sort of wake up call, epiphany moment. I feel the biggest one I had of these, which seems to be with a lot of people, is that time in your mid to late 30s when you've been raising children, you've been trying to earn money, you've been trying to keep your home together, and then all of a sudden there's this feeling of not knowing yourself anymore or losing yourself in that sort of energy. So there seems to be a real push for you to move forward on your path. The universe is saying it's the direction you need to go in, and you need to leave other things behind that are not satisfying you. So I don't know who I'm speaking to here, because somebody said to me yesterday, when you do a reading for the collective, does it apply to everyone? So how do you know when you listen to a reading if it's a reading you are aligning with or a reading that isn't in alignment with your soul? So sometimes when you start a reading, it might sound like, for some people, when you start watching a reading, that it resonates a little bit. And when we talk resonates, it's like, this is my story. If you get in halfway through the reading and the reading takes a different direction and then it doesn't feel like your story, it more than likely isn't, but maybe you needed to hear the beginning. But what I feel when people say, is it sort of a general reading? If it feels like it's your reading, if it feels like a personal reading, then it's your reading. So what we're doing is, I guess, in effect, when we're reading for a collective audience, is we're pulling in general energies. So when I read for a person, I'm focusing on their energy wholly and solely. But when I'm reading for a collective, I'm just pulling in the energies of the universe and just going with what spirit shows me in the way of the pictures, the emotions, the ideas, all of those sort of things. So, it may be that you're reading, let's say, for, 1,000 people, and the reading may only resonate with 20 or 30, but then that is who it was meant to go to. So I feel like here there is a real strong feeling that I'm speaking to quite a big amount of the collective at the moment. This idea of putting yourself first, of understanding who you are. And I feel like it's come as some sort of wake-up call, epiphany, whatever. A time to give rather than take. That's really interesting. New moon in Virgo. Oh, matches my jumper. New moon in Virgo. A new start is coming. A new start. When this card comes up, it's time for you to take stock of your situation. Where are you and where do you want to go? The new moon energy of this card suggests a restart, and the Virgo energy suggests you make that restart a clever one that's simple and well organised. Virgo has a strong health aspect to it, so if you've been unwell, this card suggests that your health is on the up. Virgo loves clean eating and alternative therapies. So if you're thinking of going down the metaphysical route, I would say to you, this is time to go. So add these into your routines now. However you've been feeling, if a situation is blocked at the moment, it could be that you're overanalyzing things or being too critical. It's time to ask less of what someone else can do for you and to think more about what you can do for others. So if you're following a path where you've been called to help other people, or you're following a metaphysical path, or you're following a path that you can make things better for other people, then it's definitely time to go. So it does talk about recommitting to healthy morning and eating routines and evening routines as well. Gradual improvements are coming. Pay attention to detail if you want success. I feel like here that this is really a time to get going. I feel like it's a time to sort of put aside, what other people want from you and really go after what it is for yourself. I really feel, especially coming out with this Chariot card at the front, that there is a real feeling of it's time to move forward. So if you've cycled, if you've gone around in that cycle many, many times thinking it's time and then talked yourself out of it because you don't feel confident or you don't feel that it's possible, I would say to you, you need to get in the Chariot and go, because your horses or your sphinxes or whatever it is pulling your chariot are now aligned, and it's time to move in that direction. It's time to go after what you want. What a beautiful reading. All right, I'll leave you with that. Have a great day. Thank you.